What is up, guys? It is your boy Jay. I got my co-host with me, Shawntel.
As always.
We were going to take a week off because I'm currently dealing with COVID. Unfortunately, he's dealing with some of the aftermath when he had it.
Right.
We did not get it from each other. I don't know how he got it. I don't know how I got it. We're both pretty safe when it comes to these kind of things. But since I'm feeling good enough and he's feeling good enough, we're going to go ahead and, give you an episode. Don't deprive you of a week worth of our faces. And as you can see, my setup's a little different. Green screens are just not going to fit in this room. But hey, I got a bunch of Pop Funkos. I got Infinity Gauntlet. I got Venom. I got Carnage. I got Star Wars shit. Perfect nerd stuff. Even this thing, which you can't really see. But if you're tuning in and you don't know what this is the Cinema Theorists podcast, where we talk about everything that has to do with pop culture, nerd out a little bit when we can, and just fill you in on details that maybe you didn't know had happened. This week, we are going to talk about Cobra Kai, which he has seen. You know what? I just pointed to my wall. That he has seen, and I have watched none of, which is fine. I'm going to talk about Tick.Tick Boom, starring Andrew Garfield, which I just watched last night. And I'm going to talk about Spider-Man, the 90s animated series that I watched all the way through since I can't go anywhere.
Which I watched when I was a kid.
Right. I thought I had watched a lot of it. There was things I was like, I remember watching some of this. And then I watched it this time and I was like, am I forgetting the fact that there's things I've watched maybe that aren't on Disney Plus? Because I feel like there's a lot of episodes missing.
But you do know that when Disney took over like Fox and a lot of the other shows, like even Doug, they like cut out a bunch of stuff that wasn't like Disney approved.
Right, but for Spider-Man, it's a TV7 or Y7 show, so I wouldn't have thought they'd cut anything. I just wonder if there's stuff from VHSs that I never got a chance, or that I remember seeing that didn't happen.
Yeah, they're cutting anything that's like, as a matter of fact, let me look it up. You keep talking, I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna tell you like what Disney Plus has cut out.
So I remember watching Spider-Man animated series on VHS tapes when it was out when I was a kid. Now, obviously the show was ended before I even started watching it because it ended in like 97 and I wasn't born until 98. But I watched through all the ones that they had on Disney Plus because I've been in a Spider-Man mood. I kind of want to get more Spider-Man content. And I thought, well, it'd be nice to watch this. This is an older, iteration. It'd be nice to get some nostalgia in there. And for the most part, I like the fact Mary Jane is in it a significant amount, but I don't like their Peter Parker or Spider-Man. He's kind of a dick. Yeah,
it's totally different Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was like, if this was the Spider-Man they gave to us in theaters, he would not be, no one would like him.
No one will like him, right?
No, because like he plays the arrogance of like Doctor Strange before he becomes Doctor Strange.
Right.
And people did not like that.
Right.
I mean, the way he treats people is terrible. Every time it's like, just tell somebody, tell them, God, you're gonna keep putting like Aunt May hating Spider-Man. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, bro. Jesus. He creates more problems with Peter Parker than he did as Spider-Man. Although I will say, I like J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
He's a decent person.
I'm about to say totally different in the movies, right?
I mean, J.K. Simmons did a pretty good job with him and Sam Raimi, but
of course,
obviously he had to be different for this version. But maybe we're just seeing the beginning of what he's going to be doing.
Right.
I wouldn't mind seeing him show up in other movies that aren't Spider-Man, where he's like for people that are in New York at least, right. Have him as little tiny cameos and stuff.
Right.
It's a crazy show though. I finally got around to the end of it and I'm like, this is how you end this? That's awful.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put a spoiler alert out there for people who haven't seen a 24-year-old show, 25, right. Whatever. Right. It ends with him having saved the universe from Spider Carnage and the other Spider-Men, and going off with Madam Web to find Mary Jane, because she ended up in a portal with like trans-dimensional and lost. And at first I was watching before that point and I was like, oh cool, she's back. How? And then it's like, you know, you go through this whole awesome like marriage and being together. You finally have somebody who knows he's Spider-Man. And then it's like, oh, that's not the real Mary Jane. I was like, what?
Right.
That's some crap. And then he gets flung in immediately to Secret Wars. And I'm like, are we not going to address the fact that there's a lot of things you did not tie up loose ends with? Gosh, why did you end it there? And there's never going to be a revival for it either, which sucks. Right. We're getting a revival for X-Men animated series, but we're not getting one for Spider-Man. Come on now.
That's all I'm about to say. You should have watched the X-Men TV show.
Well, who's to say that I don't have time?
Hey, well, if you do, then you definitely should, because that shit is dope.
I started watching some of it like a couple months back. I don't know. It didn't cling to me as much as the other one. Although the guy who voices Wolverine in that actually posted something the other day saying he's back in the studio recording for his lines and stuff.
Nice.
So we're probably not going to get it till 2023, but still.
Right. I mean, at least it's coming out though.
Yeah, there's certain people who don't who can't wait for it, especially when it starts doing week to week.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
I'll watch it when I watch it.
For sure.
I will have to watch the other ones though to catch up with it, because if it's going to continue the storyline, who knows? Right. You know what could happen? Who's to say that Spider-Man couldn't show up in an episode? They showed up in his.
Right. I would hope Spider-Man would show up in the X-Men show.
Although he was also a dick to them, so in his episodes with them.
For sure. All right, but check it. Are you done?
That's about all I had to say about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to go through this pretty quickly. This is the like kind of like the top 15 things that Disney Plus that's missing from Disney Plus or have been altered. So the 15th one is WandaVision. The finale post-credit scene was altered. Yeah, I'm not gonna read through this shit. Oh well, maybe I do need to read through some of them. 14 is an altered episode of Star Wars Droids. It's like 1985 Star Wars droid animated shits have been out of circulation for a long time. Okay, yeah, that's bullshit. I don't think that counts.
I just think the real question is anything from Spider-Man altered out?
Yep. Well, not the one you watched. It's from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. The Quest of the Red Skull. It's a DuckTale episode that was taken out. It's a Simpson episode taken out from season 3, episode 1.
Disney, they love censoring stuff.
Right. I don't know what the hell Shake It Up is, but
that's like a TV show with Zendaya.
Holy shit, it is in there.
Yeah, I know. I watched it as a kid.
It's a missing episode from Smart Guy. You probably don't know about that shit. No. Season 1, episode 4. The Mandalorian chapter 12 was altered. I guess that was like the controversy with old girl getting kicked off the show.
Oh, I couldn't care less about that. I think they could replace her with just about anybody. It wouldn't matter.
Right. It's multiple episodes from Recess that's missing.
Yeah, probably because of racial stuff.
Possibly.
Which, if you really think about it, that's crazy that we had that kind of stuff in like kids' TV shows back then.
Right.
But I don't think animated superhero ones usually end up like that.
So Lizzie McGuire, that bullshit. That shit is missing. Season 2, episode 16. Andy Mack, whatever the hell that is missing multiple episodes. The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody is missing season 1, episode 18, and season 3 of episode 20.
I'll be honest with you. I think I remember those ones having some controversial stuff in them, like them making fun of other like cultures.
Good Luck Charlie, season 4, the final episode is altered. In the Fantastic Four, the Incursion of the Skrulls is missing.
Yeah, they just announced the rating for the new Batman movie.
Oh my God! Please let it be rated R. It's not rated R.
No, it's PG-13 for strong, violent, and disturbing content, drug content, strong language, and suggestive material. You don't look too happy about it.
I mean, I'm still gonna fucking enjoy it. I already know that.
Here's the thing, right? If they can make it look that scary and that dark and still manage to get the PG-13 rating out and have a low budget, all good for them.
Right, for sure.
My only thing is, that's great and all. That's definitely stuff that is a starker thing. Like, it's not talking about violence. It's talking about strong, violent content.
Right.
Completely different. The only problem I have is what happens when they push that back too? And then we get no movies.
Right.
Because people don't get their goddamn shots.
But I'm still excited for it. Like, I can't fucking wait. What is it? It's like March 4th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Also, I think I'm reading here. Shang-Chi director, you know how he's doing a Disney Plus series?
Yeah.
Well, it's possible he might be doing a Iron Fist
TV show for Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Wow. Same actor?
No.
Okay.
No, just like, because he obviously knows how to deal with the culture a little better and knows what it takes to, represent correctly.
You think it's gonna be an Asian guy?
Oh yeah, Asian American
for sure.
More on the Asian, less of the southern. Yeah, pretty much.
Just more or less born in America, but he's still an Asian.
Right. You want to talk about Cobra Kai since we're talking about Asian culture?
Yeah.
Which is a good segue, by the way.
For sure. But Cobra Kai for sure, like they're on season 4. And
now, to anyone who may not have seen Cobra Kai, you want to explain kind of what the premise is overall?
Right. This is exactly what I was about to do. So, like, it's a Karate Kid, part 1, part 2, and part 3, and they're like cult classics. Of course, it's karate movies. It's an American guy that moves over to like Asia, and he's bullied, and he goes in and like taught by no, not Asia. He doesn't go to Asia.
I was about to say that was the one with Will Smith's son.
Yeah.
Which we don't talk about. Hopefully, they'll never discuss.
But it's a kid that moves to, I want to say, California, and he's new there. He goes to school, and he's so-called bullied, and then he goes like to be taught by the hell is that? Holy shit! Where the fuck you get that from?
My grandmother bought it.
That's dope.
And he didn't make it on the bed.
So LaRusso, Danny LaRusso, he's being taught how to do karate, but not to attack someone. It's more or less to defend himself. So there's an antagonist.
Harvey.
But either way, all in all,
it's like a continuation of what happened after the Karate Kid movies when they're adults.
first three movies, right?
So I've heard
Danny,
I've heard that they might try to introduce Hilary Swank's character into it at some point down the road.
they're introducing like everybody from the movies.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the fourth Karate Kid movie, technically speaking. She's still considered part of it.
I guess.
I mean, it'd be nice for people who like maybe a cameo, but not really a substantial role.
I guess.
I don't even remember her film.
Right, me either.
It's so bad. I told my dad, I'm like, yeah, so is Julia Roberts from the last Karate Kid movie going to be? And he's like, that wasn't Julia Roberts. That was her. So I was like, I don't care. It's a female. It's not a male.
But the Cobra Kai show, it started out as a YouTube Red exclusive.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. It was like YouTube Red, and then the second season was premium, and then it's been Netflix for the last two. Which, by the way, as I'm looking here, currently speaking, season 4 is the highest rated of them all with 100%.
Now I haven't finished it. Like I was watching so much other stuff, so I'm only on like the maybe second episode. So
I've only watched one episode of the entire thing.
Really? From what season?
I watched the first episode like ever.
Okay. Well,
and it didn't catch my interest.
I was about to say, yeah, if you hadn't watched the movies, then you probably wouldn't be interested. Huh?
I've watched the movies. I'm just saying I've only watched the first episode of Cobra Kai.
You still wasn't interested?
I just like, so you're gonna turn the hero of the first story and make him the villain, or at least in any case a douchebag, and the other guy just hasn't moved past his loss from when he was a teenager.
Now I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you there.
I'm not saying I'm not gonna watch the rest of them. I just that's where I was at.
But no, I'm still gonna stop you there because of what you just said. You said that they're gonna take like the hero of the movies, kind of make him a douchebag, and the other one that like lost, he's still like stuck on losing. I'm go ahead and Google Danny LaRusso actually being the villain. It's like a whole big thing that's saying that Danny was the villain in the movies. And it's plausible. If you read it, it's plausible.
Not my Karate Kid.
Yeah, it is though. they're saying that Danny, he got to the new town. He started talking to what is his name? What is
the other guy's name?
Yeah,
Johnny.
Yeah. So I
know that.
So they said that Danny LaRusso got there and started talking to Johnny's girlfriend, and that's how everything started.
Quick question. It's been a while since I saw the first episode. Do they do flashbacks to the movies?
Yes.
Throughout the seasons, or just the first?
It's throughout the whole season, throughout all 4 of them.
That's kind of crazy that they managed to have use like the property rights when they were on YouTube for that.
Because it's a direct continuation. So I would assume.
I know, but like when it comes to certain licensing issues, if a company has licensing to something, they have license to the footage. Like that's why James Bond movies sometimes, why they had to be disconnected, was because they didn't have the ability to use the footage from the other stuff. Like I think Aliens as well is a prime example, or Terminator. They can't use footage from the old Terminator movies like they did with the 5th movie, the garbage one, that Genesis or whatever. Yeah. They couldn't use footage from the first movie, and they had to recreate it for that with different actors because they didn't have the rights to the old stuff. Right.
And see, that's what I'm saying though. I feel like when the show came to YouTube, they had like all the rights for that.
And they're probably like, we're not doing anything with this.
Right. And it transferred like all the way over because they legitimately used the old footage from the movies.
You can continue.
You said what?
You can just continue. I was just interjecting.
Oh, but no, it's legit to where some like it's a fan theory that Danny was the antagonist and Johnny was just trying to defend himself. Even part 1, where Danny did like the crane kick, they're saying that was like an illegal move that he did, and he still won.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
So, but it's still more or less it's still that rivalry.
No,
Johnny versus Daniel LaRusso, and they both got kids, and you know, it's a dope show though. Like if you really like Karate Kid, Cobra Kai is a dope fucking show to watch.
now here's a question. How long are the episodes, roughly? Are they
They're
like 30
roughly
to?
about 45 minutes.
I may have
So
to start
it
watching
would be
once I
like
get
an
off
hour
here.
show.
I may start watching. Like, there's only like what 40 episodes.
Actually, I have no idea.
If it is, I'll probably. I don't get to go back to work till at least Monday, so especially if that storm comes in, because apparently we're supposed to get snow on Sunday, like some major snow.
Hey, you know what's funny? Excuse me. I was driving my car today, and of course, when I go out at night, it's colder, and my internal temperature, well, the temperature in the car like does the temperature outside, and it had 38 degrees. But this is the first time I ever seen this. Underneath that, it had like a road with a snowflake in the middle.
Yeah, I've had that happen while I was delivering. I think Monday of last week with my Amazon van. It had that because it was snowing. It just wasn't sticking.
For sure.
But it's
So
supposed to
I
be cold
guess
enough that it
maybe it is
might
about
stick.
to snow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, it is 40 episodes total.
Well, I guess I'll try to start watching it once I get off of here.
Yeah.
Because again, I have nothing but time, and I can't
But
do anything else.
it's worth it. It's worth it. The show is dope.
Yeah. Man, what was gonna? My grandmother's even watched season 4 while she was in Louisiana. So
Of Cobra Kai.
she's never seen any of them. She watched it all of the 4th season because she was staying with her brother and they watch it religiously. So she's seen more of it than I have.
Oh wow. I can't wait till you do the episode with your grandma, man.
Yeah, hopefully they don't push that back too.
Right.
Because that's like a month, and who knows what else is gonna get pushed back after some pretty rough looking things with COVID.
Right. COVID is running rapid right now. Rampant right now.
It's crazy. Hold up. I'm reading something here. There's alternate scenes. Someone noticed this after watching Spider-Man. There are some alternate scenes showing in theaters of the Goblin scene.
In what theaters?
I don't know. Someone someone had a comparison from one shot to another where one shot's closer, the other one maintains a distant view of the mask as it's trying to assert itself over Osborn. The other one zooms towards the goblin at a different angle. And then there's a scene where they use alternate CGI defining the multiversal gateway when they're getting the two Peters, and I don't understand what they mean by that though.
This is wild, bro. Like who
Okay,
even?
so I don't know if I can get this to look correctly.
Oh no. I'm looking at it now.
That's crazy.
Who even be catching this?
Who goes see it more than 3 times? That's crazy. Let's see here. I don't know. I don't know why they would just be altering it at that point.
Okay, so I'm looking at the scene now.
Coward, we have a new world to conquer.
That's
Hiding from who you truly are. You can't escape yourself.
Sorry, guys. We're trying to figure some stuff out. So if we're kind of quiet, that's kind of
So
why.
they're showing both of them.
Huh. What the hell? I can't talk about that one on here. So Pixar is not very happy right now.
Why?
Because people were very disappointed with Pixar, like the studio, because they didn't hear that their movie they had worked on for Turning Red was going to be only Disney Plus
Disney
until it
Plus.
was announced to everyone.
Oh
Like,
wow.
well, I don't really like that. I was like, I mean, neither do I. I kind of wanted to go see a Pixar movie in theaters,
Right, I agree.
But we're not going to get it because people don't know how to get control over themselves. As I say while coughing.
But the Spider-Man, the scene that I just watched with the Goblin,
Yeah.
I think it's just a discrepancy. You know how IMAX shows more of the movie?
Right.
I think that's what it was, because one of them shows like the full screen, and when he says you a coward, like we could take over a new world.
Yeah.
One of them shows the mask on the left-hand side. The other one doesn't. And I think it's just a different formats. It's not a missing scene or nothing like that.
The one with the CGI though, that is noticeably different. That could not be done just based off of a format though.
Yeah, you talking about the portal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely different. I'm looking at that now.
Oh, by the way,
it's only a little thing though.
Yeah, but they noticed it. By the way, you do remember that in less than 4 days, Peacemaker drops.
Oh shit, really?
It drops on Friday, I believe.
On this Friday coming up?
Yeah, I think it's the first 3 episodes. Peacemaker television show. Okay. Never mind. It airs its first episode on Thursday.
The 13th?
Yep. So in less than 2 days. And it already has like a 90%, which is not honestly that great for a TV show. I mean, it's good, but it's not like anything special.
Yeah. Once I saw the trailer.
And it's getting a companion podcast from a series that I already listened to called Rooster Teeth.
Oh shit.
That's awesome.
We was talking about it like after watching the Suicide Squad movie, and then finding out that Peacemaker was going to have his own show. I was like, man, like what the hell? But then after seeing the trailer, I was like, yo, I'm like all in. I'm gonna definitely watch this.
Oh no, I enjoyed James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie. It's not easy to watch multiple times. I'm gonna be honest. After seeing it like 3 times, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a break. I don't really need to watch this again for a while. But Peacemaker could be a way to get into some character that would be interesting. By the way, before we get into Tick.Tick Boom, because I just have another news piece. They showed some set photos from Batgirl because they're filming Batgirl for the movie theaters. Michael Keaton is going to be Batman in there.
Really?
And there's graffiti art of Batman, the Michael Keaton version, younger obviously because it looks faded and stuff like that, next to Robin. That like Keaton sounds like Batgirl's going to end up being like a kind of like a Batman Beyond type of situation. I mean, you know what? It's fine. They don't want to bring back Ben Affleck, whatever. At least Keaton can come back and do his stuff.
Holy shit. Oh,
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons is going to be Commissioner Gordon.
What? That makes no goddamn sense. What?
I mean, it kind of does.
No. What doesn't make sense is we have Michael Keaton returning as Batman. J.K. Simmons being Jim Gordon. J.K. Simmons was Jim Gordon in the Ben Affleck Batman. Right. That makes no sense. Then again, Batgirl won't come out until after Flash, so who knows what his stupid shenanigans is going to do to the universe.
Right. So
Speaking
is this the Batgirl based off of the TV show, or is this like a different Batgirl?
different iteration.
Okay.
I don't think it's Barbara Gordon. I think it's some African American chick's playing her.
Right. In the movie, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the way the TV show is.
What TV show?
It's a Batgirl TV show that's out like right now.
You mean Batwoman? The one that originally had a white chick as Batgirl, and then because she was being a hassle, they fired her and replaced her with a black girl.
Oh, that's what it was?
Batwoman on CW.
Uh,
Batwoman
yes.
and Batgirl are two very different things.
Okay, my apologies. That's what I was. I never watched Batwoman at all. All I knew it was a black chick.
Yeah,
So,
no. So it's gonna be it's different iteration. DC's really gotta get their stuff together, man. Like they are putting out some good stuff, but their universe is so disconjointed that it is just a mess trying to figure out. Okay, well you have these characters in this, but yet you're going to add characters that aren't in this into this, and these what kind of craziness? Like at least Marvel knows what they're doing.
holy shit! So wait a minute. So the Batwoman, the woman that started out as a white girl, that's the girl from John Wick 3, right? Oh no, John Wick 2.
I don't know.
That's
Ruby
what.
Rose was the white chick. Yeah, yeah, she was in John Wick too.
Yeah,
Really, she's very hard to work with.
yeah. I never watched that shit. I never even wanted to watch it.
I only saw one portrayal of her in it when I watched Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that is the only time I've watched any of those superhero shows since like 2 or 3 seasons ago, because I just got it was too hard to keep up with 5 or 6 different TV shows without cable. But
Yeah, DC
there's
need to get their shit together. They just legitimately need to bite the MCU. Like if you're gonna do it, just do it. Just bite the MCU. Make a dope ass DC universe. So
honestly,
we got
they just need to stop connecting things all together and make their stuff their own thing. Because when where they've shined is not trying to connect things to each other. When they had
right,
their own standalone stuff that didn't maybe had little subtle references, but not like full on characters, is where they're doing it the best right now. Shazam, the first Aquaman, as much as I hate Amber Heard, did well to barely mention the events of the Justice League. Wonder
the
Woman
first
1,
Wonder Woman.
yeah. Joker was great. It was its own thing. The Batman coming up looks great, and it's not going to be part of anything. And to be honest, Man of Steel was good in my opinion,
I like the Man of
its
Steel
own
too.
thing.
I got it on
When
Blu-ray.
they started connecting things that had the issues because they got overly ambitious. Black Adam even looks like it's going to be great. And you know what? The Flash might be the only one that might give me some feeling of hope for the franchise because it's going through multiple dimensions.
Right.
It's the only
Flash,
time that I feel like they
Flashpoint.
should, but who knows? Even that could end up turning out to be a complete mess since the whole production process of that movie has been a nightmare.
The Christopher Nolan Batman movies was standalone, and them shits was dope.
Yeah, I think they're better off not keeping things so connected and not confusing people by adding people to movies that are already in other movies just because they were from the Snyderverse and put them over this.
But it's only so many times you can make like multiple fucking Batman movies though.
And yet they're continuing to do it.
Right.
Although to be
That's
fair,
but this but
there
this,
wasn't
this
really a Batman movie between this new one and the Christopher Nolan ones.
right.
I mean, someone could say Batman v Superman was a Batman film, but it wasn't. No,
It wasn't a movie at all.
it was a trailer for the Justice League,
Right.
which was a trailer for nothing.
Right.
Speaking of like properties, I have read some recent information regarding Doctor Strange 2. That's gonna be crazy.
What's that?
They're most likely going to introduce the Illuminati in Doctor Strange 2.
I read about that.
But a
But
multiversal variant of it.
how are they gonna introduce the Illuminati and the Iron Man isn't there?
The rumor is that they've somehow gotten Tom Cruise to play the variant of Iron Man, since he originally was going to be Iron Man back in the original.
I guess
That is about as dumb as the fact that they're saying that Wanda wound up killing the entire Illuminati in this movie to try to get what she wants, because they're going to stop her, including Professor X, which will be played by Patrick Stewart most likely.
Right.
It's like you're going to introduce them into it, and then you're going to kill them off. Granted, it's going to be a different like universe's version of the Illuminati, not our, but like I think it'll be an easy way for them to introduce mutants into the MCU without actually like having to immediately say this is why they're in our universe, but having them in the movie plus in Fantastic Four, because Reed Richards. Right. Here's my question. Imagine if they brought back the guy from the original Fantastic Four movie as the Reed Richards.
He'd be way too old. He'd be way too old right now, though.
Yeah, it's fine. You do CGI. If they can make Doc Ock look like he's 40 and he's actually almost 70.
That's way too much. I think they would go with like a different actor. Somebody is potentially like younger, so they can keep going.
Right. You want them to have Miles Teller back?
Yes.
No, I don't want to make a movie that's gonna. Besides, technically speaking, the Fantastic Four from 20th Century Fox was in the same universe as the X-Men movies. We just never saw them crossover.
Right.
So stands to reason, besides, then again, they can't really do his soul stretchy powers. By the way, John Watts, he's not going to be directing the Fantastic Four yet.
Really?
He's currently tapped to direct the Final Destination reboot for HBO Max.
I didn't even read about that.
Yeah, that was just put out today. My question is, he's not a person I would have expected to go be the one to helm a horror film like that, kind of. He doesn't even have any background in horror. It's kind of weird for him to be doing that, of all things. I don't know. I don't think we need to see another Final Destination movie.
Right, me neither.
I mean, we don't really need to see another Saw movie, and yet they're going to make another one.
But it's different though. It's Saw, but it's it's the same universe as Saw, but not the same thing.
They're going to bring back Jigsaw. Listen, I thought they couldn't bring it back after the 7th one. And then, the 8th one happened, and it was like, we brought it back.
Oh, they're saying that a new Final Destination movie is set in a different world. It is not a reboot.
Warner Brothers, why do you make questionable decisions like this? I'm trying to root for you as a company, and then you say something as stupid as that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
That is some dumb shit. Those movies were not even that good. Those were like Saw, but gorier. Hey, want to go watch a movie about some of the...
And then it got gimmicky. They wanted to do like the whole 3D bullshit.
You know what? No, it's not that. It got to a point where it was like, hey, do you like Mortal Kombat and how they have these gruesome deaths? How about we just show you the fatalities instead, and there's no fighting?
I will say this. Final Destination, even to this day, made me, with any like horror movie or suspense thriller movie, anybody that like walks across the street and it's like a tight shot, I always feel like they're gonna get hit by a bus or a car, bro. But yeah, that's wild. I didn't even know that.
But we're gonna get into the last thing in here, just as a because I could talk about all the movie and stuff that's been coming out in the past couple of weeks easily, but we're gonna get into what I've watched and he's watched part of, but not really, because he got tired and you know how that goes. Um, the movie that came out about a month ago, starring Andrew Garfield, Tick.Tick Boom, which I finally got around to last night because he won a Golden Globe for Best Actor. I wanted to see what it was all about. I heard it was good. My unfortunate misconception is that this I thought was going to be a movie about the guy who wrote Rent, the musical, and that it was going to be his journey into getting that out there, which I was wrong about completely. It's actually about him trying to workshop his first musical called Superbia, which never actually made it to anything other than this movie. And this movie is actually based off of his second musical, which I didn't even know was a musical, called Tick.Tick Boom, which was a semi-autobiographical.
Autobiography.
Yes, basically that. Um, for a guy who is British and was able to get a New York accent because it's actors, they have the money to do so, but then to be able to play the piano and sing in an
And to be able to
American
sing.
accent
Right.
blew me away. This man was at the top of his game, and I like musicals, but I don't at the same time. I don't watch very many of them, especially the older ones, because it's too much for me.
Now I will say the older movie musicals are different than the current day musicals.
Right. I like the ones that are from today because I'm more of a movie perspective than we're gonna do a Broadway musical, but on that.
Right.
But I loved it. Lin-Manuel Miranda knows how to direct. That man can't do anything wrong, I feel like, in my eyes. Because he produced an entire musical Broadway himself. He's been in he's made movies, he's been in movies, he's now behind the camera. So it was such a good film. I've actually been listening to the soundtrack on and off today.
The part that I did watch, like I say, I watched the part like a little bit after where he was playing the piano and he was singing, and we were in here debating, like, was that really him singing? And I was like, yes, that's really him singing.
Well, you see the way his throat and stuff moves. You can't fake that.
Right. Now I didn't know that was really him playing the piano, so that's even doper. But I felt like that was him singing.
Well, he acted like a crazy person too. Like he had this crazy eyes, like. I was like, dude, chill. You won. Then again, that's probably what the actual guy was like.
Right. I think it's dope that he won an award for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up getting close to a best best Oscar nomination for actor.
That'd be dope.
Speaking of Oscars, Sony has the balls this year because they are pushing for Spider-Man No Way Home for Best Picture nomination. They know damn well that movie's no Academy with the old white men are ever going to, especially like people like Scorsese, they're never going to accept anything that is a movie like that. Granted, Black Panther got a Best Picture nomination, but that's because it was Black Panther.
Right.
Now, I'd like to see it, but it will never win. It was a good film, but if there's movies like Licorice Pizza or this movie on that list, it is not going to win.
Right.
Oh, by the way, I didn't end up getting Dune on Blu-ray, so it's on Vudu.
Nice. You know what? I had meant to ask you that, like, were you going to be able to get it?
Yeah, I decided I wasn't going to fork out almost $40 for the steelbook, so I was like, I'll just get it digitally.
For sure.
If I ever get it one day. I mean, my movie collection, is pretty much that entire bookshelf right there. That's it. That's left. I used to have, Jesus, 2 of those. full of movies, and and the Ghostbusters thing on top.
Right. I saw that. I got mine sitting right here on the desk.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely watched Tick.Tick Boom. It's one of, again, it was another film I was like, if I had watched this before we did our top 10, probably would have been in that list, most likely.
I think maybe instead of watching The Lost Boys, I might just go ahead and try to finish watching Tick.Tick Boom tonight.
You should, and you should let me know how it is. I'm gonna start watching Cobra Kai.
For sure, yeah. I think I might watch that instead. Wait a minute, where you get that from?
My grandmother got it for me when it came out.
Is that a ticket?
It's a limited edition official merchandise.
Oh,
There's only
yeah,
2,800 of these.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, unfortunately, they didn't do it for any of the other ones. Like, I hate these fucking cameras. It's cool.
But I actually liked Rogue One. Like,
well, no, I liked it. Okay, actually, before we get off of this completely, I feel like I have to ask you the question that I saw someone say earlier. As a fan of the Star Wars franchise, do you feel like leaving certain things to the imagination from the franchise before the Disney stuff came out, and them now filling in all these gaps and things and kind of closing that universe a bit where you have less, where you can just kind of branch off, has kind of made you feel like maybe we're either getting spoiled with the amount of Star Wars content, or we're getting so saturated with it that we're kind of losing the specialness of the.
I think it's a gift and a curse. Because it's definitely fans that's out there, just like me, like Boba Fett being eaten by
Starbuck.
Right. And they was like, well, how did he survive? So spoiler alert, but like the book of Boba Fett kind of answered that. Right.
Yeah,
So
within the first like 3 minutes.
right. So I think if it's spread out enough and is done tastefully, I think it'll be dope. That's just like Rogue One. To me, I felt like Rogue One was dope and it was done so well. And that filled in the gap from, the first three movies.
Let me ask you a different question. Do you think that there's something to say about the fact that everything we've gotten since Disney that has been prequel content, like content either set right after the original trilogy or right after the prequel trilogy or in between those, the fact that those are better than the sequel stuff that we've got, if that's a matter of maybe they shouldn't have put all their cards into furthering the story in the future and more going back to the stuff that people loved.
Again, I think it's still the same thing. Like, it's a gift and curse. I think when it comes to Hollywood, it's you got to think, like, are you gonna make the original fans happy, or are you trying to bring more people into the franchise, like the fans and more people into the franchise, or so. I feel like, and plus, it's another thing is that you can't please everybody.
No, China can't. They'll never be able to get China.
Right. So you can't please everybody. And then also at this particular point in time, since George Lucas has sold the franchise, it's like so many people who was watching these series while George Lucas had it and was like, oh my God, if I could do this, we would do this, that, and the third. And now that it's in somebody else's hands, it's like all these ideas is coming to one pot. And it's like, what do we do?
Well, yeah, because remember how many like TV shows and stuff there was announced like last year, and how hardly any of those have come to fruition yet. I mean, granted, we're getting Andor, which nobody cares about, not even myself. I'll watch it, but I don't care. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I cannot wait for, and hopefully we might be seeing that as soon as May.
Right.
and then we got Bad Batch season 2, and then Mandalorian season 3 all this year.
Right. And see, that's another thing. Like the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian isn't really a continuation of anything.
Yeah,
It's just bringing in more lore of Star Wars. So
which I'm okay
shit like
with.
right. So like stuff like that, I love because it's again giving you more insight into the world of Star Wars as opposed to building off of something that was already great and then they like dropping the ball on it.
Now imagine this. Let's say they do a bunch of seasons of stuff from Star Wars, you know, that are set like right around the after, like 5 years after or whatever, of, you know, Return of the Jedi. You got Boba Fett, you got Mandalorian, you got Ahsoka. And then we end up getting that, like, imagine we get all those, and then we get a movie in theaters with those characters.
I think that would be dope.
Like, imagine Thrawn.
Kind of like a culmination of the shows we've been watching.
Yeah, like Thrawn.
Yeah, I think that would be dope.
I think they need to do a story with Thrawn in the theaters, not on Disney Plus.
Nah, yeah.
But I think Ahsoka
think
might be going into that. Which, who knows when we're going to see that? I haven't heard a single thing about Ahsoka since it was announced.
Right.
Unlike Marvel, which has like 5 shows that are about ready to be put out within the next couple months. Like, when's the next Marvel show? Moon Knight's supposed to come out at some point. Is that the next one or what?
Right.
Like, you can't deprive us of Marvel content after we've had like a year of Marvel content like at our fingertips and then not have anything for 6 months.
Right.
Well, I guess 4 months since Morbius, but you know what? I'm excited for Morbius, actually.
I'm super excited.
After watching his arc on the TV show, I was like, you know what? It's not going to be like that at all because he's not the same age as Peter by about 30 years. But I'm excited to see what they do with the character this time. And I wonder if there's going to be any characters in that were on the animated show that are, you know, different iterations as well.
Right.
But yeah. I think that about does all that I felt like we came here to talk about for today.
Right.
Can't talk about
Say, I'm just happy to be back, man.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to go another week without having a podcast episode. I was like, yeah, but hopefully I feel good enough to do it. And to be honest, I think my stomach is about cleared up, so this actually kind of helped.
Awesome. Before we go, man, you gotta show everybody your shirt.
Right. So hold up. I don't want to show too much, but more. I can't. You know what? I'm not even gonna try. More than a fan. You got
the
Hulk, Captain America, Rocket Raccoon, Captain Marvel, Thor, obviously, War Machine, I think.
Yep.
Iron Man, Groot. I have no idea who that is.
Is that not Doctor Strange?
Whatsoever. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's Nova. Maybe.
Oh shit, yeah, maybe.
Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Spider-Man.
Yeah, that shit is dope.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone heard any of that.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Stay tuned for my Pops collection video to show you what I got. I got 3 Pops coming in this week. 1 massive one and 2 very special edition ones that I can't wait to put on my shelf there and not open. Because I've learned the value of not opening things.
Right.
But until next time, guys, it's been your boy Jay and Shawntel. We will see you again when it's with a gear. This episode comes out today, which is Thursday the 13th. Which means you will see us next week on the 20th, I believe. Yeah, that seems to add up.
Yeah, I think it's kind of accurate.
Yeah, and we'll probably be talking about Scream on the next episode because
Exactly.
I'll have watched the first and the fifth one because we're not talking about the fourth one. That one doesn't exist
At all.
and I don't have time to watch 2 and 3.
Gotcha.
But maybe we'll talk about Cobra Kai as well again,
Right.
in more depth. But all right, guys, peace out. Have fun and stay safe out there. It's a mess.
Right.
All right.